The city of Irentel still whispers the name Momin, the dark hero whose very name strikes fear into the hearts of monsters. But far beyond the city's walls, past the familiar taverns and cozy guild halls, something sinister is taking shape. In the distance, an entire village has fallen silent. The guild calls it a disappearance. Ains calls it something else, a test. And a message, for a hidden menace stirs in the shadows, watching, waiting to strike. And if Ains is to stop it, he must don the mantle of the Overlord and embrace the darkness that lies within. But first, we have to hear from the person responsible. Somewhere between, a cruel smile slowly spreads across her lips. Her crimson eyes gleam with anticipation. What a splendid game they are playing. And I shall join in for a little longer. She runs her tongue along her sharp fangs, savoring the thought of fear and suffering. Then, without a sound, she melts back into the darkness, leaving only a promise of carnage in her wake. Our story begins as Ains, disguised as the adventurer Momin, stands before the guild leader, accepting his new assignment. Beside him, Nabe, the ever-loyal warrior cleric, waits patiently for their orders. But Ains can sense that this is no ordinary mission. A chill runs down his spine, whispering of danger. "You wish us to investigate a missing persons case?" Guild leader, Ains asks, his voice a low rumble. "But why send two low-level adventurers like Touch Me and Sabatica? Surely there must be another reason for your request." The guild leader hesitates, then reveals the unsettling truth. 6 villages in total had gone missing over the last few months. The royal army's investigation turned up nothing, leading to theories of monsters or even undead involvement. With evidence pointing to foul play, the king offered a noble title and massive reward to anyone who uncovers the truth. Ains takes a moment to absorb this information. Normally, such cases would be beneath the sorcerer king, but something about this disappearance nags at him. A thought occurs, making the fur on the back of his neck stand on end. "I believe I know who is behind these incidents," he says, a grim determination settling on his features. Although he lacks concrete proof, a nagging feeling tells him there's more to this case than meets the eye. Unable to shake off this premonition, Ains decides to accept the mission. "We'll look into it," he assures the desperate townspeople gathered nearby, their pleas for help echoing in the tense silence. As the trio prepares to leave, Ains notices a peculiar detail. Both the town and its surroundings seem strangely untouched. Homes stand neat and tidy, livestock undisturbed. Everything appears meticulously organized, as if the villagers vanished mid-routine. An uneasy feeling settles upon him. It's too perfect to be the work of mindless monsters, but who could be responsible for such precision? And where are the bodies? This eerie calm sends a shiver down Ains's spine. This is no ordinary case, he murmurs, sensing a sinister plot unfolding beyond their understanding. Meanwhile, at the edge of town, a lone figure emerges from the shadows, watching the party depart. Her name is Clementine, a sadistic assassin with a twisted sense of humor. Once a member of the infamous Black Scripture, she now works as a rogue agent, taking jobs from the highest bidder. A cruel smile plays on her lips as she observes Ains. "So the spider has decided to take the bait," she mutters, amusement dancing in her crimson eyes. How delightful. Now Ains might be on the trail of a conspiracy, but he doesn't know it yet. He's got bigger fish to fry, namely the missing villagers. Meanwhile, Clemenko prepares to make her move, unaware that she's walking straight into a trap laid by the great tomb of Nazareth. As Ains and Nabe arrive at the first missing village, a disturbing scene greets them. Homes are abandoned, belongings untouched. It feels as though the residents simply vanished into thin air. Ains, channeling his inner detective mode, examines the surroundings. He finds a single white feather, a calling card of sorts, lying near the entrance, its pristine condition indicating it fell only moments ago. He turns to Nabe, his brow furrowed in thought. "It seems our culprit is skilled and precise. Whoever did this meant for us to find this feather. They want us to know they were here. But why?" Nabe, ever vigilant, draws her sword. The warrior cleric senses danger lurking beneath the surface of this seemingly peaceful scene. "Perhaps they want us to follow," she suggests, her voice betraying no emotion. And so Ains makes his decision. They will track down this mysterious enemy, no matter the cost. As days pass, the search continues, yielding few clues. The Overlord grows frustrated. He's used to quick results, but this case is proving tricky. It's as if their quarry wants to remain hidden, leading Ains to suspect a conspiracy of sorts. Just as despair threatens to set in, Nabe stumbles upon a breakthrough. She discovers faint tracks in the soft earth near one of the villages, tracks that seem oddly familiar. Consulting Ains, she reveals her suspicions. These tracks resemble those left by lizardmen. Could this be a lead? The Sorcerer King considers this, hope flickering in his eyes. At least some answers may be within reach. Following this lead takes them deep into the forest, away from prying eyes. There, nestled in a clearing, they find a small camp. Signs of recent activity abound, suggesting their prey is close by. With stealth and precision, Ains and Nabe close in for the attack, ready to confront whatever awaits. Suddenly, Nabe stops in her tracks, her hand instinctively flying to her chest. I feel it. Someone is observing us, watching our every move. Ains, ever calm and collected, turns to her, a hint of amusement in his voice. Then let them watch. We shall put on quite the show. From their vantage point, Clementine watches Ains and Nabe approach the clearing. A wicked grin spreads across her face. Such confidence. How amusing. But their hubris shall be their undoing. She leaps into action, launching a surprise attack. With lightning-fast reflexes, she disappears into the forest. Meanwhile, Ains and Nabe prepare to make their final stand. They know they're outnumbered, but fear is not in their vocabulary. Nabe unsheathes her sword, its divine light banishing the shadows. For the glory of our master and the sake of justice, I shall fight to the end. Ains echoes her sentiment, summoning his skeletal steed, Mumu. Indeed, this farce ends here. Let the enemies come. They shall learn the true meaning of fear. With a mighty roar, Clementine leads her forces into the clearing. The battle is joined. Steel clashes against steel as Nabe battles the lizardman warriors. Her movements, a blur of grace and power, each strike aimed to vanquish her foes. Ains, astride Mumumu, faces off against Clementine, their weapons locked in a deadly dance, neither side giving an inch. But Ains is growing impatient. This battle drags on. It's time to end it swiftly. Summoning his arcane energies, he unleashes a torrent of spells. Lizardmen fall, one after another, unable to withstand the onslaught. Clementine, however, remains defiant. She dodges and weaves, her agility matching his own. But she is not invincible. Ains sees his opportunity. In a swift, decisive move, he strikes, disarming her and sending her weapon clattering to the ground. Clementine, momentarily stunned, scrambles to regain her balance. But Ains is relentless. He presses his attack, forcing her onto the defensive. Her eyes widen in realization. Seeing the strength of her opponent, she surrenders. With her defeat, the remaining lizardmen lose all will to fight. They drop their weapons, submitting to the overwhelming power displayed by Ains. As the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade, Ains turns his attention to Clementine, her earlier arrogance replaced by a flicker of fear. So it ends, he states, his voice echoing the finality of their situation. Your game is over. Clemenko swallows hard, her gaze dropping to the ground. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of the chase, all gone. She had faced many opponents in her time, but none like this. The aura of power surrounding the mysterious hero and warrior cleric is overwhelming. And so the tale of the missing villages reaches its conclusion, not with a bang, but with the whisper of defeat. For Ains, justice prevails, but the victory rings hollow. A grand conspiracy looms waiting to be uncovered. And somewhere in the shadows, a cruel smile returns, plotting revenge. The stage is set for a clash of titans, a battle that will shake the very foundations of Nazareth. But for now, the Overlord has other matters to attend to, for even in victory, the quest for answers continues.